Alright, here we are. It is the year 3 off-season. Welcome. Please keep me honest about the volume levels, because I have mixed around with the settings and I can't actually hear myself, so thank you. Here we are. Welcome to the Madden 20 New York Jets franchise. My name is Football Fan Forever, and we are heading into the third off-season of the series. We just finished our third year, and it was a fairly successful one. We went 10-6. We actually won the AFC East. It was a very competitive end to the season here, and we edged out the Patriots and the Bills, who finished with identical 9-7 records. So there were 3 AFC East teams in the playoffs this season. We took on the Patriots in the first round of the playoffs and unfortunately lost. And that is where we find ourselves at right now. We're about to head into the off-season, as it is Green Bay and New England, actually, for the Super Bowl right now. New England has managed to make it all the way to the big game, Super Bowl 56. And I suppose it's time to advance so we can see what happens. I'm super excited. Oh, we should go through this as well. Patriots versus Packers, two of the most storied teams in the league, led by MVP Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if he's able to add a Super Bowl title to his resume here, or another one, I should say. We head on to the off-season. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun off-season because we spent the last couple of years really focusing on our defense. And now I think it is time for the offense to get some love and for us to invest in the offensive side of the ball. We've got some building blocks on the offensive side of things, that's for sure. LaMarcus Albert is our quarterback, and he has been inconsistent, but he's shown flashes of potential. He's got elite speed and was a serviceable quarterback this season, and I expect he's only going to continue to grow as we add weapons and protection. Willie Sparks was healthy for the entire season, and he rushed for over 1,100 yards for us this year. I'm very pleased with his work, and I'm excited to see what he can do behind an even better offensive line, as we've got some expiring contracts in the wide receiver position. Rashad Perryman and Steven Sims are likely not going to be back with us next year. I'd like to upgrade the offensive line as well, left tackle and probably right tackle as well. We'll need upgrading, and maybe left guard if we can find one who's a little bit better in pass protection than Mckee Becton. We moved him inside after his first season at left tackle was not very good. And he's been a serviceable interior lineman, but he has given up his fair share of pressures from that left guard spot. So we'll see how he can do, and if we're able to upgrade our offensive line, and then maybe add a wide receiver or two, because Rashad Perryman was not giving us the deep play threat that we needed, and he's a free agent this year. I don't think it would be wise for us to bring him back. So we will probably look elsewhere for wide receiver help. Defense is just fine. Our big question on defense, though, is are we going to bring back C.J. Mosley? He's been our defensive captain for several years, and he's been probably the best defensive player, certainly the most consistent defensive player on the team, but he is signed to a massive contract, and that's really starting to hurt our cap, and we could save about $17 million against the cap if we cut him this offseason, so we might just end up being a cap casualty here. Perhaps he'll sign for a little bit cheaper. But, yeah. And he had a little bit of a down year here too, but that was also coinciding with the emergence of Kel Kohler and just a stout defensive front in front of him meant that he didn't have to do a whole lot in the run game, or as much as he had in years past. So, that is the plan in the offseason. Invest in the offensive line, find a wide receiver or maybe another tight end, as Ryan Griffin is probably going to be retiring, and Lawrence Cager is really not someone I want to throw out in 2 tight end sets. He's a converted wide receiver for those weird sets where they'll put like a tight end out wide and isolate him against the corners. So we're going to be looking forward to that, and it looks as though the Green Bay Packers were triumphant in the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at that schedule. League. As the Patriots come up 1 game short. Green Bay survives a late comeback attempt by Cam Newton. Pretty good game here, though. Certainly better than the one we were treated to earlier this year. Green Bay really won the time possession battle, though, boy. Let's see. This is odd. We're not getting any Packers stats. Did Aaron Rodgers retire? Is that why he's not being shown? Because Cam Newton threw for 2 touchdowns and a pick. Had a pretty solid game, but wasn't enough to overcome the Packers. Yeah, I wonder if Aaron Rodgers retired. Is that the time? Is this the point when people retire? Oh, sure enough. Alright, Aaron Rodgers retires as Super Bowl champion. Alex Mack retires. Greg Olsen also retired. Chris Hogan looks to be the only Jet that has retired. Or Chris Hogan, sorry, my goodness. Nate Solder, Roger Saffold, Dustin Colquitt, Richard Sherman, Trent Williams, Joe McCoy, Ndamukong Suh, AJ Green, Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Bruce Arians have all retired. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers goes out on top with an MVP season, as we have a couple of our own contracts to negotiate. Josiah Scott wants a lot of money, and he did not see the field last year. I'm not interested in bringing him back, especially for that $8 million over 3 years. Nope, I think we can do better. We'll come back to Greg Zuerlein. Folorenzu Fadekasi. Now, defensive tackle is an area we're going to have to address. 3.5 over 1 year. Not a bad run stopper. I might lowball him and see if he'll take a lower offer. My guess is no, but we'll see if he takes this offer. Nope, he's going to test free agency. Okay, not a big loss because there's someone I'm targeting in the draft that might be able to fill that run-stopping void. Rashad Perriman, I'm not interested in. Andrew Wingard would be pretty darn cheap as a safety. Safeties tend to be a little cheaper. We only have $30 million in cap room right now. But he is one of the better safeties out there. I think I'm going to withdraw the offer for Andrew Wingard. He didn't see the field a whole lot for us, and he's a pretty good backup. But I think that money could be better spent elsewhere. We can find some depth that will not be as expensive. Given the role that he'll be playing in our defense, which is a backup, we can probably go a lot cheaper there. Steven Sims wants $16 million over 3 years to be our wide receiver 3, I guess. He wasn't bad when he was playing for us, but I think I'm okay letting him test and offering him a contract in free agency once we see what else is out there if we decide to bring him back. So I'm also going to withdraw my offer for Steven Sims. Nathan Shepard, not going to franchise tag. And then our final 2 people we need to negotiate with here, Greg Zuerlein and our punter Braden Mann. They both made the Pro Bowl this past season, and they're both going to want a pay raise. Let's see if Braden Mann will take 2.36 over 2 years. He's going to test free agency. Okay. So that may have been a little bit of a mistake to not offer him more money, because he's been very good for us. Greg Zuerlein, 3.85. Again, that's an expensive price tag for a kicker, but he is one of the better ones out there. I am okay with this. Let's give him what he wants. 3.84 for one. Let's give him 2 years. See if he'll sign for 2 years. And he's going to test. Alright, didn't see that one coming. But we will see what the free agent market is like for kickers, I guess. And that's all the business we have over here. Not interested in franchise tagging any of these players. So away we go. Oh, actually, before we get to free agency, there's a couple decisions that need to be made. Ryan Griffin did not retire. He's one of our tight ends. And we can save almost $3 million by cutting him. There is a slight cap penalty, but at 32 years old, he doesn't have the speed or the hands or the run blocking ability to really help us as a tight end too, and is going to continue to regress. So we're going to release Ryan Griffin. Get us some more cap space here. And then we need to figure out what we're going to do with CJ Mosley. We can incur a $3 million penalty, but save $15 million if we cut him. Or we could try to trade him. Huh. I wonder what the trade market is like for 30-year-old middle linebackers. Probably not that good. He's still a solid run-stopping middle linebacker. He just isn't good on third down, and we kind of worked around that. Let's see what we can do with the cap space that we have. We need to free up some more. We can free up some more. So let's head on to stage one. See what we got in free agency. Remember, our targets are offensive line help, specifically the left tackle. I'd love to bring in a wide receiver and maybe a defensive tackle and a safety. So $35 million is not a lot of money with which to play with. As we take a look at some of the premier free agents, J.J. Watt and Von Miller lead this free agent class. J.J. Watt with just one suitor. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh man, we can't offer to J.J. Watt. We don't have space on the field for him, especially for the kind of money he's going to want. Same thing with Von Miller. Not a super high offer there, but here we go. Michael Gallup, no bids. Okay, let's just go position by position. Baker Mayfield has hit the free agent market. Cleveland let him go. He wants $143 million over 5 years. That's actually on the low end of what he could probably command. I don't think we can justify offering a Baker Mayfield. We need to give this money elsewhere, and LaMarcus Albert has been a good starting quarterback for us. Hasn't been great, but I think Albert's best days are still ahead of him. And we can't really offer to Baker Mayfield, so we're good on quarterbacks. But I'm kind of surprised at how cool the market is for Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of quarterback needy teams heading into the draft. And while the draft is certainly full of quarterback prospects, Mayfield is a proven commodity. and he's just entering his prime, age 27. Todd Gurley does not have any offers. Oh, he's got an Achilles tear. 37 weeks. Yeah, that might scare away some potential suitors. We don't really need halfbacks either. Kerryon Johnson. His 4th year out of Auburn. Yeah, we don't need any halfbacks either. We got plenty of those. Fullback is good. Wide receiver. Wow, there's some good names here. Michael Gallup. Has deep threat ability. 26 years old out of Colorado State. He could be a deep threat, that's for sure. I mean, he can run routes at all levels of the field, but he's especially good deep down the field. Got pretty good speed, great release. Tempting. Mike Williams strikes me to fill a similar role as Kadero Hodge on our team. 27 years old, has a very physical skill set, good hands, good short and medium route runner. Deep route needs a bit of work, but he can get off the line. And he's 6'4", so his 83 jumping isn't that big of a turnoff. He'd be a huge target. Devin Funchess has middling interest. He's 28. He's also 6'4", and has the best hands of any of the wide receivers we've seen thus far. Not quite as fast, but he's good getting off the line. A pretty solid route runner. Not as good down the field though, which is kind of what I feel we need. And finally, there's CeeDee Lamb, age 23. No interest. None. He can fly, he's got pretty good hands. Release isn't great, but his deep route running is solid. We got 4 bona fide receivers right now. And Anthony Miller is drawing a lot of interest for some reason. I don't really want to get into a bidding war for Anthony Miller when these 4 receivers basically do what he does, only better. Traquan Smith. And just doing our homework here. Not bad. DeMarcus Robinson. Go ahead and have this. Steven Sims. So here's the baseline. This is what we passed on in order to hopefully upgrade. Rashard Higgins. I'm looking for someone with good release, good deep route running, and good hands, basically. And hopefully good speed as well, but it's kind of hard to get in every single category. Here's Rashad Perriman, someone else we released. He's got great speed, but wasn't consistently able to get open despite that excellent speed. Ocean Jeffrey, MVS, Kiki QT is only 25 years old. No. Keelan Cole is 29. Could still fly. Even more. Hands aren't bad. Shows Preston Williams, 25 years old. Deep threat. Philip Dorsett, I wonder if he can still stretch the field at 29 years old. It appears he can, but would provide no upside over Rashad Perriman. Jacoby Myers, Emmanuel Sanders, Dante Pettis. There's a hairdo. Devin Duvernay, 25 years old, Texas. Good speed. Decent hands. Not great getting off the jam. Isn't a great route runner, but might be worth taking a pass on him. Let's give him a really low offer. 3.35 for a year. 58, there's no way he's going to sign that. But, back up to the top. Michael Gallup wants $15 million a year for 4 years. Doesn't have the best hands, but he is a true deep route or deep threat. Michael Gallup also wants a 4-year. Mike Williams also wants a 4-year contract, which should keep him with us to his age 31 season. I like what he brings in terms of his hands and his route running ability. His release is also excellent. He's got good speed. Devin Funchess is the oldest of this group. Unfortunately, with the exception of his speed, he's got exactly what I'm looking for in a wide receiver. He's got excellent hands, good route running, can't really stretch the field in terms of deep route running that much, but he's got 92 release, well 91 if you take away the morale bonus. So, and he had a very productive year for Green Bay. He's a Super Bowl champion. You don't have any of those on our roster, I don't think. And finally, there's CD Lamb. Good speed, decent hands, good deep route running. Release needs some work, but he is only 23 years old, which means he will grow and develop. So, of all the wide receivers, Lamb probably has the best upside. The question is, do we sign the player who's ready to win now, which at this point is Michael Gallup, or do we build like 2 years from now? Because ideally I'd like to make a deep playoff run this season. You want to go all in and take advantage of the rookie contracts around right now, because after this year things are going to start getting expensive for a lot of our players. Queen Williams is going to need another contract. Lasan Austin is going to command another contract. And CJ Mosley's contract is only going to get more expensive. So Michael Gallup would probably be the most complete receiver right now on the market. But CD Lamb, if developed correctly, could grow into a better player. This kind of a deal could end up being a steal. So, I like Michael Gallup's route running ability better than I like CD Lamb, especially because we don't take a whole lot of deep shots. But route running can be worked on. He will be a scheme fit. Let's give a little bit of a lower offer because no one is offering a CD Lamb just yet. Let's make it 5 years. Spread over 5 years. $10 million a year. The 23-year-old wide receiver. It's a pretty solid deal. Alright, let's just keep going through the positions here. We need a tight end. Dallas could be a very good tight end. Good speed, good catching, good route running, good run blocking as well. He's 27 years old and he'd be asking a lot of money. But he's a complete tight end. Tight ends are expensive. Gronk. Nope. Hayden Hurst. Oh. Excellent hair, good speed, good catching, good route running, but not a good run blocker. Jack Doyle. Again, this is tight end 2 we're looking at. He's 32 years old, but is a much better run blocker. I don't see a whole lot of point in bringing him in though, because Ryan Griffin was at a similar stage in his career. Jake Butt isn't a great run blocker. Dalton Schultz, the blocking tight end. Ooh, doesn't have great hands in terms of catching traffic, but he's a good blocker. That's a 3-year deal. Okay, we'll come back to tight ends. Tyler Eifert. We'll come back to tight end because I could see that being addressed in the draft, potentially. Left tackle is definitely in need, and there's a couple of options here. Colton Miller, 26 years old, out of UCLA. Not a great pass blocker, which is unfortunate because that's really where we need help. Anthony Castanzo, former Indianapolis Colt. He's 34 years old. We want $8.75 million. And again, has seen his playing days, his best playing days in the rearview mirror. Russell Okung, 33 years old. Serviceable, but I don't know if that's an upgrade over what we've been working on. And Sadiq Charles, probably the bottom of the barrel here for starting caliber left tackles. Okay, so don't really have a good left tackle here. Here's one more, Donovan Smith. Pass protector, nope, doesn't have what we're looking for. Alright, how about left guard? Connor Williams. Interesting skill set, but again, not quite what we're looking for. Not a dominating run blocker. Quinton Spain, 31 years old. Better pass blocker than Mckee Becton, but Kalichi Osemele, strong, but again not the same as what we're looking for. And Joe Nobloom, pretty good run blocking, but not great against bull rushers, which as a left tackle is what you're going to be facing a lot, and his awareness is super low. Okay, centers. Now, if we wanted to sign a center, and it looks like there's a few starting caliber centers here, we could move either the center or the guard, or move our current starting center, Benjamin Burks, to guard. Matt Paradis. Not a great pass blocker, but pretty good run blocker. Good strength. He's 32 years old, so probably only get 1 or 2 seasons out of him. Ben Jones is 33. Good, excellent awareness. But again, we're only going to see 1 or 2 seasons out of him. Let's make an offer for Ben Jones. $4.18 million. Just make it $4 million even. For 1 year. Gotta keep an eye on that cap. I could see Ben Jones being a mentor to some of our younger offensive linemen. He's not going to be overpowering anybody, but he will be serviceable. Might do a little better in picking up blitzes. Matt Skura. And Mike Pouncey, 33 years old. Not quite what we're looking for. Justin Britt. A lot of 30-plus-year-old centers here. Connor McGovern, we tried that already, didn't work. Right guards. Lucas Patrick could potentially head over and play left guard. Ooh. I like those pass blocking numbers. Not a great run blocker. Doesn't really have the agility to play tackle, unfortunately. And there's a very competitive offer on the table from the Cardinals. Matt Hennessy. Nope. DJ Fluker. That's a power build, but doesn't do a great job in pass protection. And Austin Corbett. Not a bad pass protector, but not what we're looking for in a guard. Jonah Jackson. Backup. Ron Leary. Yeah, nope. Alright. Any right tackles available? Ooh. Best one available, 73 overall. Bobby Hart is not going to get the job done as a starter. Any of these be able to slide inside to guard? Probably not. Isaiah Wilson's just 23 years old. Okay, so offensive line, we kind of struck out here. Hello, Connor Williams. Yeah, we're not a lot of starting caliber left tackles here. Alright, so offensive line ought to be addressed further in the draft. Left end is a need. We're doing pretty good there. Defensive tackle is a need. Fadakasi's got an offer on the table from a couple of teams. Looks like the Cardinals and the Vikings are the lead suitors to join, to bring him to their team. Let's see, Nathan Shepard, former Jet. We only have one defensive tackle on the team, and he's really more of an end with that skill set. Ford, 5'11", 310 pounds. There's a unique build. Doesn't have the elite strength or block shedding I'm looking for. Linval Joseph. You know, given what we'd be asking him to do, just be a run stopper in a 3-3-5 set, or 4-3, 3-4 scheme, we might actually want to take a look at Linval Joseph. 96 strength, he's a big man. You might be able to sign him for cheap here. 1-year deal. Linval Joseph. Justin Jones has got a very competitive offer from Indianapolis. PJ Hall. Nope. Mostly looking for block shedding and strength combination. Marcel Darius out of Alabama. Good strength with block shedding there. Jonathan Hankins. He's only 30 years old. Don Terry Poe. More of a pass rusher than anything else. There's some decent depth here at defensive tackle. What, Harrison Phillips? Alright, we'll keep an eye on Harrison Phillips. Raekwon Davis is 25 years old, 6'6". But Henry. Alright. That'll do it for defensive tackles. You can keep looking a little bit more. We're half an hour into this. We're still in week 1 of free agency. We don't need right ends, but Everson Griffin. I'm a Vikings fan. I can't help but take a look at some of my favorite players. We've got enough pass rush depth that we shouldn't splurge for Everson Griffin, especially when we want $7.5 million per year. Alright, outside linebacker. We're pretty good there. Middle linebacker is more the area that I want to take a look at. Dante Hightower. Reminds me a lot of what C.J. Mosley currently brings to the team. Anthony Walker would be that run stopper. Similar to Mosley, but not all good at zone coverage. Troy Reeder, 27 years old, out of Delaware. Play recognition and awareness aren't there. Here's Jake Ryan. We saw him stand out for Carolina when we played them earlier this season. Blake Martinez. Sanford. Not a bad player there. I can see why there's interest. Cardinals are being really aggressive here in free agency. Not seeing a whole lot of options for middle linebacker here. Chandler Jones. It'd be nice to add him to our fearsome front, but our right outside linebacker tends to play more pass coverage. And Chandler Jones best rushing the passer. Which is unfortunate, because he's very good at that. You can't afford him. Interesting. Feliciano Aluka. Definitely an off-ball linebacker. Excellent speed, good hit power, good zone coverage as well. He'd do well on the inside. But there's a pretty healthy bidding war going for him. He's probably headed back to Indianapolis. Duke Ejiofor. Right outside linebacker isn't a huge need for us here. But perhaps one of these can move inside. Jordan Brooks. Good speed, decent hit power, decent tackle, decent pursuit. Play rec and awareness aren't there though. And neither the coverage skills. Kaiser White. Again, excellent speed, but not really able to be effective in the run game. Alright, so again, linebacker might be very similar to last year. We don't need any of these cornerbacks. Safety, Harrison Smith. Because we could use a safety. Harrison Smith is enticing. He could play, like in our big nickel, he could play down near the line. He doesn't have the speed to really stretch the field anymore, patrol the field like he used to. He's a really solid player. Only once. I bet we can get this down a bit. $4.5 million for a year for Harrison Smith. Let's see what we can do. 84 total points might be enough. Deshaun Elliott. Okay. Wow. That is elite speed and tackling and pursuit. Pretty good man coverage, pretty good hit power. Wow. Okay. And he's just 25 years old. We're running out of cap room here. Let's see what this offer does. Puts us into the lead. I think we can take away Harrison Smith then. Deshaun Elliott, man, he'd be an upgrade to our secondary. That'd be nice. I like Harrison Smith, though. Strong safety. We really only need one safety, so I'm not going to look too closely at some of these safeties. We do need a kicker and a punter. Greg Zierlein. That's basically what we offer you. Let's make it 2 years. We can't offer it to Greg Zierlein. He turned us down. So we're going to offer to Brandon McManus instead. Anything with Braden Mann. Jordan Berry. Jamie Gillian. Or Gillen, excuse me. Some interest in Warren Bray here. Not really sure why. Sam Martin is drawing the attention of a couple of teams. Pat O'Donnell. Britton Colquitt, 37 years old. Doesn't have the leg he used to have. The 40-year-old Sam Cook. Kerry Parker. Can you kick the ball far? That's really all I care about with a punter. I know there's a lot more to it in real life, but I like being able to flip the field. We don't like Warren Bray, that's right. Sam Martin. I'm going to offer you Braden Mann. 420. We'll make that offer. Give him a little bit more money. See if he takes that. Okay. So we offer to Deshaun Elliott, C.D. Lamb, Ben Jones, Brandon McManus, Linval Joseph, Devin Duvernay, who I don't really think and Braden Mann. 7 free agents. We are comfortably in the lead for Deshaun Elliott. C.D. Lamb has no other suitors. Ben Jones has no other suitors. McManus, Joseph. You probably won't accept that. Braden Mann. Alright. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to advance to week 2 and see what happens. No viewers just yet. That's okay. We're still in the first hour. Let's see. McManus is accepted. Redman is accepted. We signed C.D. Lamb, Linval Joseph, and Deshaun Elliott. Just gotta upgrade one of them already. C.D. Lamb, nice. Alright. We're number 83 for us. Wanna go with the slot archetype. Or maybe route runner. Yeah, we'll go route runner. Good stuff. +3 to short route running, that should help. His morale still boosting his overall a bit, but we have a new wide receiver opposite Jamison Crowder. Before we scout some college players, we have less than $7 million in cap space. We're going to go draw our author for Devin Duvernay. Still like to get Ben Jones. Offer him $4 million. What if I made it 4.1? Give a little bit more money. Take a look at the league signings here. J.J. Watt goes to the Bengals. Von Miller becomes a New York Giants. I'll have to edit his position unless he is unless there's running a 4 or a 3-4 over there. Devin Funchess, wow, with a 62-point offer, becomes a Jacksonville Jaguar. Patrick Ricard becomes a Cardinal. Dallas Goedert becomes a Giants. Chandler Jones is now a Detroit Lion. I'll have to check his position there as well. Anthony Miller becomes a Eagle. Uchenna Nwosu is now a right end on the Denver Broncos. Trey Burton to the Saints with another low offer. $11 million over 4 years. Wow. Carl Joseph is a Lion. Jamal Williams is a Lion. Bill Apple is a Texan. Aaron Lynch is a Texan. Terrell Edmonds as the Broncos are trying to invest in their defense. Faikasi is a Cardinal. Bradley Roby is a Texan. Man, Texans and Lions and Cardinals are very busy in free agency here. Matt Skura becomes a center for the Panthers. Wow. Malukan goes back to the Colts. It's not good because they're very good without him. Trufant becomes a Saint. Dean Lowry is a Cardinal. E.J. Hill goes to Tampa. Bryce Callahan goes to the West Coast. A.J. Epineza is now Green Bay Packer. Justin Jones goes to Indianapolis. Kyle Duggar to the Raiders. Malik Collins to Detroit. Una Ford to the Giants. Trey Hendrickson to the Eagles. Noah Spence to Pittsburgh. Alright, who's still available? Todd Gurley probably won't see a whole lot. Michael Gallup is still available. We can't afford him. We could put in an offer, but I don't think it'd be worth it. Kerryon Johnson, Harrison Smith. Very tempted to make an offer to Harrison Smith just for that veteran savvy, but Mike Williams might become giant right now. There's middling interest in Mike Williams. Baker Mayfield getting a pretty good deal from the Titans, it looks like, who increased their offer. Green Bay has put out some feelers. Not a lot. J.K. Dobbins of Ohio State. Good speed. And cornerback market is slow. Nothing for Andrew Winger just yet. We should pick up another safety though, like a backup. Jeremy Chin. Got the zone archetype, which I like. He's just 24, which I also like. Hawkins is a little bit slow. Kevon Wallace. Daniel Thomas of Auburn. Interesting, he's got very good man coverage. Zone isn't up there. Terrell Burgess. Might sign Jeremy Chin to back up Stephen Donnelly. We need a cornerback, don't we? Like a backup quarterback. So preferably with zone coverage archetype. Kwan Williams. Chris Williamson, 69 overall. Doesn't need to do much other than just be a body. 76 zone coverage, 89 speed. We'll make a low ball 1-year offer. Cool. And let's go take a look at some college players here. Combine grades are in, that's good. Should probably scout some of these quarterbacks even though we don't need them. Lawrence Fryer ran a 4.51. He's a consensus #1 quarterback in this draft class. He's got the pedigree to back it up. His brother, Tuck Fryer, ran a 4.85. A bit more solidly built. They're both just 20 years old. Tuck Fryer can stretch the field. Also got Neil Jordan. Very accurate early first round projected. Matt Holcomb. Finally, Spencer Dixon. Might fall a bit. Sean Cooper. Got a late first round talent, ran a 4.63. Not bad, just 21 years old. Out of Louisville. And there goes a lot of our scouting points. That may not have been the right idea, but Nathan Palmer had a great combine, 7.2. Here's Carl Boyet, who I have some interest in. Mid-third round talent. We'll keep an eye on him because I would like another receiving back, but it's good. Wide receiver, this is where I really want to take a look in because I think we can add another wide receiver here. Javante Gary ran a 4.26. Here's your deep threat. 4.26, A+ release, good deep route running, good spectacular catch. There's an excellent player right there. There's a reason he's going to be the first receiver off the board. Ethan Martino ran a 4.38. That's still pretty solid. I don't see a whole lot to build off of there in terms of skills. Oh, Bart Mckee. I ran a 4.55. He's a good route runner though. He'll get open. Steve Pierman. And a 4.36. That might be worth taking a look at. He's got plenty of speed. Gabe Yates. Ran a 4.43. Mid-first round talent. He could be a steal in the second round. Chris Alfaro ran a 4.36. He's someone I wouldn't mind taking a swing on. He could be he could be a developmental prospect here. Good release, good route running. Can he catch football? That's the question, though. Because his top three are enticing, combining with his excellent 40-yard dash and 6'8" frame. But if he can't catch football, then he's just like Rashad Perriman was for us last year. Moses Chancellor, route runner. He ran a 4.65, which isn't that great. Kurt Pitts got excellent hands. Not the fastest wide receiver, but he'll go up and get the ball. Might have Kurt Pitts on my watch list here. He already is, but good size, good hands. And then not a lot else in terms of skill here. Eric Baldwin ran a 4.47. Jabari Boykin ran a 4.5 flat. Just looking for Combine Warrior here. Here's Cassidy Rogers, ran a 4.42. I don't think he'll be worth spending a pick on, but we'll keep an eye on him. Richard Billingsley ran a 4.65. I had him pegged because he was 6'3" deep threat. Jameson Cromartie ran a 4.49. Not too bad. And a whole bunch of players here. Nope. Forrest Bradham ran a 4.64, and Alani Emmanuel ran a 4.49. Alright, on to tight ends. Kateem Wilkinson is the consensus #1 tight end, an early first-round talent. Good catching, good run blocking ability, good size. Not the fastest, but he'll get it done. That's Maurice Lee's game. Whoa, he ran a 4.49. He's a true deep threat tight end. He's got more wide receiver build. Doesn't have great hands, but he's an athlete for days. Devin Jackson ran a 4.57. He needs a bit of work on his skills, but he's another good athlete. And my favorite, Sirius Butte, 6'7", 269, mid-first round talent. He's not the fastest out there, but he is strong and he's got excellent leaping and jumping ability. After that, there's not a whole lot. I think our first pick has to be left tackle. Here's our picks. We picked 24th in the first round. We got a couple of second round picks. Elijah Cook might fall. We'll see. He's got early first round talent. He is the best left tackle on the board. And while there's options after him, none of them are quite as good. Probably the next best is Devon Church, who's got late second round talent. Yeah, there's plenty of depth here, but no one's really able to step in and play the way that Elijah Cook is. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, is a day one starter. Al Blankenship might also be an option. More of a power build, though. I'm not sure how that's going to work. We know nothing about his pass blocking abilities, so that's unfortunate. LaMarcus Blake, mid-second round talent. Decent pass blocking ability. We'll put him on the board here. But as far as our draft board, I think it looks kind of like this. That's where we're at. Okay, let's go back to the available left guards. Guard isn't necessarily a need. Doug McKinney's very interesting because he's got good pass blocking. Is it realistic to move him outside of left tackle? Probably not. Yeah, we gotta hold 8 to a quarter. Silas Cohen's got good pass blocking as well. I like that top 3. Ashley Cohen is highly regarded as the best left guard in at least a couple of classes. He's strong. He's good to push the pile. Good to see. Centers, there's some good ones. Oliver Painter is probably my favorite, just because of his pass blocking abilities. And I'm looking for a pass protector, to be quite honest. We need to be able to keep LaMarcus Albert upright, and that wasn't the case last year. He was sacked a ridiculous amount of times. So I wouldn't say center is a huge need, but with those kinds of skills, could he take over at left tackle at some point down the road? Maybe. He's very agile. Not the strongest, but he wouldn't have to be. Brooks Lippett also has excellent pass blocking abilities. He's a very good athlete as well. Oliver Barton. He's your prototypical center, good run blocking, good lead blocking, excels at picking up the blitz, and can really push the pile. So there's some good centers here. It's not really a need for us, but we'll Kobe Vaughn. We'll put him on our list too, just in case. Not a bad pass blocker, and certainly agile enough to get the job done. So right guard isn't a need, but I've got some of these noted as well. Interesting skill set here for Felix Curtis. He's more of a power archetype, but he's got run block finesse as his top. Jaden Worthen, good run blocker. One of the very strong guards here. And at right tackle, aren't a lot of options here, but Brennan Thomas might be one of the better value picks in this draft. Projected to go in the 6th round. He's got late 2nd round talent. He's got that agile archetype as a scheme fit for many of the areas on this team. Tony Beecham is not going to be available when you pick. He's going to go off the board, probably number 1 overall. And wow. He's going to be good. Nick Reed also. 6'3", 246. He's a beast of an athlete. Strong for his size, too. Projected to go early in the 1st round. I haven't scouted a lot of ends because we just don't need them. Kari Sanders is enticing. Out of Arizona. 37 reps for Kari Sanders. Randy Hope's my favorite, though. We could pick him up and develop him to be a run stopper. Probably move him to defensive tackle, because that is really good size and elite strength. Love to see him as a run stopper. DT. Again, I haven't scouted super heavily. Lorenzo Perkins didn't have a great combine. Gilbert Mcgraw, however, did. Can't scout him right now, but we'll put him on the list. Daniel Sweeney also had a pretty good combine. We'll come back and scout him later. Outside linebacker isn't needed. Middle linebacker is. Bro Ferguson's one of my favorites. He had a pretty solid combine. He's not slow by any stretch of the imagination. He's got 3 A-minuses as his top 3s, so we'll see where he ends up. How about DeMarcus Mann? He's not the fastest out there, but he's a pretty good athlete. We need a run stopper. I think Mac Leggett's my favorite. Good tackling, good pursuit, good awareness, although he is kind of small. Timmy Childers, my goodness. 24 years old, but that's one of the best. This is like a... Oh, who's Isaiah for the Cardinals? Isaiah Simmons combine. 4.44, 29 bench reps. He's top 5 in everything. That's crazy. Right outside linebacker, Jelani Howell is not that bad. He's a little bit slow, but late 1st round talent. Bilbo Dawson is interesting. He didn't quite dominate like I hoped he would, but he's 5'6", 295. That's a very compact frame. Javonte Higgins. Alright. Let's say Shaden Yarborough is probably one of my favorites. Oh, he ran a 4.62, which isn't great. That's not great. Renee Dillon ran a 4.55, which is slightly better. That might be an option. Charles Carney ran a 4.44. Okay. That's not bad. I would mostly look for zone coverage, because man coverage is not that great in Madden 20. That's safety. I'm guessing Dominic Ashmore will be gone. He might be available. We'll see. 5'10", 195. Good power, good pursuit, good awareness. Although I don't know if safety is as necessary now that we signed a highly rated safety in free agency. Gerard Thornton is one of my favorites. So 6'2", 206. Good run support, excellent speed, good bench press. We'll see if he joins us. Eli Tigner is also good value. Khalid Falk could be value pick as well in the 4th or 5th round. Oh, that's right, Brendan McLendon. Alright, let's go back, because we gotta get rid of this whole data reorder thing. I want to go back to sign free agents. We'll draw the offer. Did we sign Braidman? Oh, yep. Alright, well, let's head on to next week. We are an hour into this. We should keep moving. Oh, who was I going to edit? There's a couple outside linebackers that need to be ends. Von Miller and Chandler Jones. Right? I know there's a giant. Need to double check something quick before. Giants do run a 3-4. Okay. What about the Lions? They run a 3-4 as well. Okay. Don't need to figure that out. Okay. We want to advance to the next week. See if we can sign Ben Jones. Okay. Looks like Jones hasn't signed with anyone yet. We got a 5th-year option to take a look at. Quinn Williams. I would like to lock him up with a long-term contract, so I think we're going to pick up this 5th-year option. It's pretty easy. Give us another year on his rookie contract. Ben Jones. $4.25. See if that works. Let's scout some college players. We got a few we want to take a look at here. DeMarcus Mann. Run stopper. Okay. Emmanuel Sweeney, defensive tackle. Probably won't be someone we target. Kateem Mcgraw. Mid first round talent. Jameson Cromartie. Worth keeping an eye on. I like those top three. Okay, what else do we need to take a look at? Ryan McLendon ran a 4.68. Wow, he crushed the combine. He's an absolute unit. I want to call Brett Sanderson just because we don't need a quarterback, but I like that name. What else do we need to take a look at? Middle linebackers. It's got a lot of these guys. Alright, we're going to advance to stage 4. Hey, Ben Jones has joined the team. So, we'll do this. Take a look at the team. Ben Jones is probably going to play center just because his awareness will be better. We'll move Benjamin Burks over to left guard. Becky Beckton might audition for the left tackle spot after you're at left guard. Should be an interesting left tackle position battle. I think Tyree Phillips could play right tackle. Maybe. If you went the other way, put Benjamin Burks at right guard, move Tyree Phillips to right tackle, Leroy Grant to left tackle. That's a lot of moving people around. So, I'd still like to bring in the draft, I'd like to bring in a left tackle if we can. I'd like to draft a tight end, and then a middle linebacker, and maybe a defensive tackle. But, best player available. Deshaun Elliott will hopefully transform this defense. Let's scout Tim Childers. Oh man. No way he's going to be available when we pick. Palmer is good. A lot to like there. It's a good draft class. I like seeing this. Harvey Sanders, late first round talent. We'll see if he falls. You don't really need a right end, but kind of fun. What a run stopping right end. Darian Kincaid, there's a good name. Cavante Slade. Yep, that's it for our scouting. Alright. So, we're gonna head to the draft. Hour 16 into our stream. Are we having fun yet? Let's do a free agency recap. J.J. Watt. Michael Gallup signs in San Francisco. Mike Williams goes to become a Giant. Devin Funchess to the Jaguars. Tony Michelle goes to Arizona. Man, they've been busy this offseason. And he'll be, I'm sure, signing Patrick Ricard before Michelle was a factor in that decision. You love having such a talented fullback blocking for you. Wow. Baker Mayfield goes to Tennessee. Anthony Miller goes to the city of brotherly love. Yeah, wow. Lions and the Cardinals were active in free agency. Everson Griffin won a surprisingly high bidding war and sign up the Chiefs. Connor Williams goes to the Vikings. Could see them investing in a guard in free agency. And Lynch to the Texans, they were busy as well. Fatukasi. Harrison Smith is still available. Wow. Alright, there's your free agency recap. I should save. Alright, here we go, starting the draft. I'm gonna pause the draft. We picked 24th. And we do have ammunition to move up. But I think that'd be super costly to try and move up right now. So let's just see what happens with the number 1 overall pick in the draft. 2022 NFL Draft. Broncos select Tony Beecham, 82 overall out of Vanderbilt. Yeah, there's a good number 1 overall pick. Next up are the Rams. They're going to take Timmy Childer. He's also 82 overall. Wow. There's 2 defensive studs off the board. Can we see our first quarterback? Go to the Bears. Nope, Ashley Cohen, left guard of LSU. Still a quality pick. Nice to see a guard go top 3. How about the Lions? Mac Leggett, middle linebacker out of Texas A&M. Dolphins are on the clock. We've got Tua Tagovailoa. They take Nick Reed out of Buffalo, shoring up their league worst pass rush from last season. Tampa Bay almost certainly is going to draft a quarterback. They got 4,000 yards out of, what's his face? I don't know. But just the receiving talent they have, they've been wanting a quarterback all year. I bet they're going to go quarterback here. Which of the Fryer boys will it be? Tuck Fryer out of Georgia. 81 overall. That leaves Lawrence Fryer on the board. They went the pocket passer there. I don't really blame them. A lot of quarterbacks coming up here. Watch the Vikings sitting at number 8. They also need a quarterback. What do the Eagles do, though? Stuart Manning out of Connecticut, 74 overall. Not a bad pick, but not what you're looking for from a top 10 pick. But the Vikings will go with the quarterback here. They really need one with Kirk Cousins declining. Lawrence Fryer from Auburn. And man, you wonder if the Steelers aren't wishing that they jumped over the Vikings to pick a quarterback, because Big Ben did not play well against us this season. His age is showing. Neil Jordan goes to Pittsburgh, the heir apparent to Big Ben Roethlisberger. What about the Texans? They had a really busy offseason. Are they going to go... Let's just see what their team needs are real quick. Are they going to go left tackle? That's not in their top needs. That's right, they traded for Laramie Tunsil. Yeah, they need help on the defensive side of the ball, it looks like. Okay. So Houston play Devontae Gary, 75 overall, wide receiver out of Idaho State. He should immediately gel. Like, how many deep threats do they need on that team? Will Fuller, I believe Brandon Cooks is playing with him. And now Devontae Gary. Is he going to see any playing time, though? That's the question. And Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller. Yeah, he'll be their wide receiver 3. That's a good spot for him to end up. Man, that's so much speed on that offense. That's just not fair. All right, what do the 49ers pick? Now I'm starting to get a little bit nervous as Elijah Cook might go off the board. Oh, I don't want to trade. Review the draft board. I would like to skip to next pick. Oliver Barton, center from Georgia, goes with the number 11 overall pick to the 49ers, trying to keep Jimmy G upright. Baltimore Ravens take Daquan McGraw from Vanderbilt. That makes their ferocious defense even better. Jacksonville might also be picking a quarterback. They didn't get a great year from Gardner Minshew last season. Oh, they go Kari Sanders out of Arizona to play opposite Keon Arrington. About Cincinnati, they invest in protection for Joe Burrow. They go Jelani Howell, pass coverage outside linebacker from Arizona State. Okay. So we're 10 picks away here. Dallas' offensive line isn't what it used to be. They go Bilbo Dawson, the right outside linebacker. What about the football team? Brooks Lippett. Here's Elijah Cook. He's number 13 on this draft board. There's no left tackles and just one offensive lineman ahead of him. Maurice Lee, the first tight end off the board, goes to the Chargers. 69 overall. I wonder how fast he is, though. He ran like a 4.4 or something. What about the Raiders? C.J. Wald out of Purdue. Let's see, we're getting, oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, just 5 teams ahead of us. What do they need? I want to be keeping an eye on these teams. If they have left tackle as one of their 3 needs, I might want to trade up. Right tackle, oh boy. This is a risk, but there's so many. You take Paul Patterson, a left outside linebacker. I did not see that coming. He's a speed rusher. Will certainly help their defense. They spent a lot on their defense. They drafted Michael Newsom in the first offseason. They signed Jadeveon Clowney, and now they drafted Paul Patterson. What about the Saints? Wide receiver, defensive tackle, left outside linebacker. Okay. Wonder what they'll pick. Oliver Painter, the center. That's a good pick, 75 overall at pick number 20. What about our rivals, the Bills? I'm hesitant to move up with them because giving them more ammunition. Left guard, left end, right tackle. Let's see. They go Kateem Wilkinson, 77 overall. Adding another weapon alongside Stephon Diggs. What about the Atlanta Falcons? I think they need a quarterback too, because Matt Ryan is getting up there in age. They need a quarterback. Alright, I'm pretty confident with like 3 more first round quarterbacks on the board here. They're not going to take a left tackle. They take Nathan Palmer? What? Why? Arizona. You got 3 first-round quarterbacks here. Yeah, Matt Holcomb didn't have the best pro day, but, you know, you got some talent here. There's 2 draftable quarterbacks, and Spencer Dixon isn't terrible either. And they just pass. Atlanta. What do they have for running backs? I mean, they do need a running back too, but man, you address the quarterback position first. Oh, they do have Jalen Hurts though. Who could be waiting in the wings? That would make more sense. Okay, that makes sense. But we do want to check the Arizona Cardinals. We're very busy. They need a right tackle, a middle linebacker, and a left end. Where they have the left tackle position. DJ Humphries. Nothing at the right tackle position. Man. I think we just gotta do it. Skip ahead. They take Dominic Ashmore out of Notre Dame. Alright. At pick number 24. We have to make this selection. Elijah Cook fell all the way. Early first round talent. 21 years old. Not the most agile left tackle, but it's good pass block power, good run blocker. I think we might need to work on his pass blocking a little bit, but Elijah Cook, 78 overall. Number 6 in true talent, hidden development. I can't believe he fell. Not bad. Again, pass blocking is going to need a little bit of work. But he's strong. Reasonably agile. I think he can be a cornerstone for this team for years to come. He's immediately going to step in and probably start at left tackle. Good stuff. Alright. Elijah Cook. Welcome to the New York Jets. What about the Seahawks? Darian Kincaid from Oregon State. There's a bit of a reach. Giants. And take Ethan Martino out of Liberty. 72 overall. Wonder how fast he is. Now I'm hoping that Sears Butte falls. Bro Ferguson goes to Kansas City with their 2nd first round pick. Yeah? Browns go Matt Holcomb to replace Baker Mayfield. I bet they are thrilled that he fell. Colts are taking left tackle Al Blankenship, so that they were in the market for a left tackle as well. Into the final couple of picks of the first round, Carolina is going to take a left tackle. Here go the left tackles. Marcus Blake from Kentucky. Super Bowl runners-up, the New England Patriots go Cavante Slade, right end from West Virginia. And finally, to round out the first round, Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers take Sean Cooper out of Louisville with the surprise retirement of Aaron Rodgers. Alright, we're into the second round here. Let's take a look at the draft board real quick, because there is a couple of players that I am interested in. I think we'll be okay. What about tight ends, though? Sears Butte is my next target. We got a ways to go to get to him, though. Gotta get through 8 picks here. Does Denver invest in their offense? They take Devon Church, another left tackle, off the board here. This is a deep left tackle class. That's good. Los Angeles with their second pick take Brendan Craig out of Connecticut, replacing Cam Akers in Los Angeles. How about the Bears? Bill Cox, first or second cornerback off the board here. 5 more picks to go. Detroit, Caleb Dahlman, free safety from Indiana State. His second defensive player in this draft. Miami's going to take Brooks Gammon out of BYU, and now there's some safeties coming off the board. Tampa Bay, Matthias Calvin, as the run on defensive backs continues. Here's Philadelphia, Gregory Rudd, left guard. And the Vikings take Gerard Bishop out of Grand Valley State. Alright, now we've got some options with our second pick. I'm going to go to my draft board. This is not necessarily in any particular order. I didn't do a good job of organizing that. Kurt Pitts is there. Who's available at wide receiver? Here's Kurt Pitts. Way down there at the tight end position though. Sirius Butte is there. Sirius Butte, you're going to play your brother twice a year. Welcome to the New York Jets. He reminds me a lot of Rob Gronkowski. 74 overall, number 18 in true talent. He'll wear Ryan Griffin's 81. 81 speed, good catch in traffic. Excellent run blocking. Catching needs some work, as is route running, but I like that pick. 85 run block power as well. Hidden development. Let's go. I like how this offseason's been going. Alright. Our next pick is round 2, pick 24. Oops, I don't want to look at my draft board. Damon Session from Iowa State. Bart Mckee. Alright, now I want to keep an eye on the wide receivers, because Kurt Pitts is probably my next favorite player. Gabe Yates goes off the board, 74 overall, to the Baltimore Ravens. Devin Jackson, 66 overall, heads to Jacksonville. Michael Lambert from Liberty. Alright, there's still some options before we get to Kurt Pitts. Good to know. Not a huge need for us. We've got plenty of wide receiver talent, but Derek Luther. Washington goes Donald McDowell. Enzo Perkins. Parker Everett goes to the Saints to replace Marshawn Lattimore, who's with us. Manuel Sweeney. Felix Curtis, Arizona, please don't ruin our draft plans. And Derek Saxton. Alright. Got a lot of wide receivers on the team already. Just go position by position. Don't need a quarterback. Running back, again, isn't really a need. Don't need a fullback. Wide receivers. Steve Pearman. He's a deep threat. Chris Alfaro is also a deep threat. Chancellor is a route runner. I like Kurt Pitts. He might not be the fastest, but he's got excellent hands. And I think he's one of the best players available. The left tackle, although there's some good ones available. And Randy Hope will keep an eye on him. Gerard Thornton is the only other one I consider in this position. Got late first round talent. I think it's gotta be Kurt Pitts. Alright, Kurt Pitts, 21 years old. From Akron, welcome to the New York Jets. Number 29 in true talent. He's 72 overall, normal development. 88 speed, decent hands, but running needs some work. I can work with that. He's got excellent size. So we'll see how he uses it. Alright. Go a little bit faster through the rest of the second round here. So most of the players here is 60-some overall. Steve Pearman goes to the Carolina Panthers, as if they need another deep threat. They have like 4 on the roster. Anton Burrell goes to the Green Bay Packers. That's too bad. Rock Godwin, not a bad pick at this stage in the draft. Spencer Dixon goes to the Bears. Interesting, they've got a pretty good quarterback on the roster in Sergio Shelton. Man, defense continues to be the point of emphasis for the Detroit Lions here. Miami is going to take Carl Boyet out of Alabama. Gerard McBean. Lane Kitchen. And the Vikings will go Moses Chancellor out of Louisville. Alright, let's take a look at who's available here. Alright, Renee Dillon is interesting. So far, still on the board. Gerard Thornton is an enticing pick here. Shaden Yarbrough is as well, although he ran a 4.62. Alright, do need another safety. Best player available is Gerard Thornton. Alright, Gerard Thornton out of Washington, former Husky, is going to head to New York. 73 overall, hidden development, 22 in true talent. Pretty balanced skill set thus far. Not great in coverage, but pretty good in run support. We'll see how he holds up. Probably won't be a starter right off the bat. That's okay. We can develop him. Alright, Gerard Thornton. And now, another third round pick. There goes Brett Sanderson. Shaden Yarbrough. Harvey Rodriguez. What do you still need? You know, the defensive tackle. Marcus Mann. Ah, there's the one of the people I was targeting. Terrell Conrad was a good. There's 67 overall. Harmon Jackson goes to Baltimore, and it's time for us to pick again. Our second, third round pick. I want Crystal Farrell. What's my draft board look like? Okay. Renee Dillon is interesting. Although I feel like we've got so many defensive backs right now that it'd be hard finding a spot for him on the field. Unless he sits and develops and we're able to part ways with someone in the offseason. I kind of want to take Randy Hope here, which might be a bit of a reach, given that he's not projected to go until the 5th round. Renee Dillon is just such a good talent, though. He is the best player available, and I think I need to respect that. 6'2", 255, that's atypical for a cornerback. He's not the fastest, but he is strong. Welcome, Renee Dillon. 71 overall, number 34 in 2 talent, hidden development. Very good zone coverage. Man coverage isn't there. Play recognition is okay. Not a bad tackler. Good speed. His pass rushing, 69 block shedding. We'll have to take a look at his pass rushing ability later on. He could be an interesting right outside linebacker. Got so many chess pieces on this defense right now. I'd like to add another one in the 4th round. Crystal Farrell goes to the Giants, 67 overall. Be interested to see what he looks like. It's a very unique frame, that's for sure. Keyshawn Felix goes to Cleveland. Mostly I just want to take Randy Hope. Right end. Dwayne Whitfield finally goes off the board. We'll see him a couple times a year. Jordan Harris on Montana. Vikings swung and missed on a cornerback. Ooh, there's our first 50 overall player, Ray Mackey out of Ohio. Goes to Pittsburgh. Another halfback off the board, Cassidy Holmes. Gerard Washington. 20 Feliz, good pick there. 67 overall in the 4th round, there's nothing to sneeze at. Doug McKinney, there's a good pick for the football team. Thurman Peppers from Baylor. I'm trying to make up for the Mass Johnson trade by drafting Stuart Rowland. We're going to be up soon. There's Khalid Falk, good pick there, 67 overall, late in the 4th round. The Bills take Ben Griffith. Silas Cohen, there's an excellent pick. Someone I had my eye on here. And the Cardinals take Cam Davidson. Alright. I think it's time to take Randy Hope. There's some slightly better talents on the board. Eli Tigner, for example, has good size and good talent, but I like Randy Hope's combination of size and strength and block shedding. I think he can be a defensive tackle for us in run-stopping situations and can contribute right away. So Randy Hope, welcome to the team. Normal development. 67 overall as a right end. 96 strength, that's what I'm talking about. 83 block shedding. Decent power moves as well. He's not going to be that fast. But he is going to eat up blocks, and that's all we really need him to do. Good stuff. Alright, on to the 5th round here pretty soon. Lee Allen, 69 overall. Good pick there by the Giants. They had a solid draft. Another good pick for Cleveland as well. William Kendall goes to the Patriots. Excuse me. Sean Monroe. A lot of low-rated running backs going off the board right now. We're into the 5th round. JoJo Poole, there's a good name. Brennan Thomas, 68 overall. Excellent pick. Couple of good tackles taken late in this draft by the Dolphins. Good for them. I always like seeing your division rivals have good off seasons in a series like this, because then you can actually see those players grow and develop, and you see them every year. Alright, what does the draft board look like right now? Eli Tigner is still there. I want to take Brendan McLendon. 6'5", 320. A+ kick power. A- kick accuracy. Why not? We don't need a punter, but 5th round, yeah. 71 overall, number 35 in true talent. 98 kick power, 84 kick area, 81 speed. He can run. All right. Maybe we didn't need to sign Braden Mann. Been pretty good off season for us thus far. We did get lucky though. I don't see any glaring holes on this roster. I would like to address offensive line a little bit more firmly. But we got a couple new starters, and I'm okay with that. Added plenty of weapons. Round 5, we do not have a 6th round pick. Couple of wide receivers on the board here still. Cassidy Rogers. And I can't draft another defensive back, can I? I can't draft a wide receiver when you've got 8 on the team. Who's available? What do we need? We need another middle linebacker. It's not a good position to be picking for a need this late in the draft. Gilbert Mcgraw, there's a good name. Alright, Gilbert. We're going to draft Gilbert Mcgraw. Taking a swing and a miss. Hidden dev, though. I did not scout Gilbert Mcgraw. It's a reach, 59 overall. He's a prospect, or a project, that's for sure. But, see what you can do. And now we gotta skip a whole bunch of picks before it's our turn. Eli Tigner, 69 overall. Man! Cleveland had an excellent back half of their draft. Another wide receiver goes to Carolina. Into round 6. Avenue's still 60 overall at this point. Jordan Westerman. Vikings there. Conley, halfback. Gilbert Forbes. 53 overall. Oof. Jamario Cox, 61. I wish that Madden had, like, 2K basketball. At least one of the versions I've got is, like, 2K16 or something. It's got an option where you can kind of set, to some degree, how good or bad a draft class is without going in and manually editing. And I wish Madden had the same thing. Here's one of the picks from the Mass Johnson trade. Raiders turned into a right tackle. Wyatt Bolton. Not a bad pick here this late in the draft. Richard Lee. I did have a buddy come in and make this draft class for me, which is awesome. I'm very grateful for that. As we're into the 7th round here, I like the variety of talents. It's a very unorthodox draft class. Like some of the builds would have players, you know, like take Renee Dillon, for example. You don't play cornerback at 255 pounds. You're more of a linebacker with that kind of build. Having him at cornerback is really interesting. So, Chris Alfaro, 6'8", with good speed. Ooh, 52 overall. Coming up on our last pick here. Might just go for a combine warrior and see what we get. Okay. 6.5 for Clayton Smiley. Though he doesn't have good speed. 6.0 for Darvion McGee. Not bad. 6.7 for Jimmy Goen. You don't need another physical wide receiver though. D'Angelo Williamson, nope. A lot of safeties tend to test really high. Like Carlos Pierce. And find... Come back to our wide receivers. Here's Richard Billingsley, 4.65 though. Jameson Cromartie ran a 4.49. Undrafted talent. How about Josiah Doolittle? 7.3 combine grade. Power back. Nope. That's one of the better combines here though. Javier Jarmilo. Jalen Byram. Huh. Looking through all these, what were we looking for? It was... shoot. Jamar. Keontae Preston had a really good combine. We don't need a... You know, let's take... yeah, where is he? I don't know how to find him easier. No fullbacks have been taken, but Keontae Preston had a really good combine. And at worst, he can be a blocking tight end for us. Like tight end 3. Oh, wow. Did not expect this. 72 overall. Normal development, number 27 in true talent. Not bad. 87 lead block, 86 strength. Nice. Decent speed. Decent catching as well. I mean, he's never going to be a true like, threat, but true pass catching threat, but he might make the roster as a tight end. All right. Aaron Abrams, 62 overall. Cleveland with another good pick. 3 picks remain. Who will be Mr. Irrelevant? We won't know. Because immediately... Oh, Kendrick Cobbs. We are into hour 3 here. Cal Culver's injured apparently. Alright, draft recap. As we should save. Or we get too far. Good stuff. Alright. We want to take a look at the draft. We had a really solid draft. We had a whole bunch of 70 overall players. Elijah Cook, Sirius Buttes, Kurt Pitts. Like, we really nailed our first several picks here. I think Renee Dillon's going to see some time. Like, all these players, perhaps the exception of Gilbert Mcgraw and maybe Brendan McLendon, because we have an established punter, are going to be able to contribute this season. Alright, let's just go one team at a time here. Detroit, they took Mac Leggett 76 overall. Normal development though. I'm sure that'll change pretty quickly. He can do it all. 87 speed, good play recognition, good awareness, good zone coverage. That's a Caleb Dahlman. Hidden development. Excellent speed. Decent zone coverage, decent pursuit, good hit power. Like to see that. You love seeing the computer hit on their picks too. The Packers took Sean Cooper after winning the Super Bowl. Hidden development. 6'1", 218. Good job, Green Bay. Man, he's just 73 overall, but there is very little not to like here, and he's got elite speed as well. Of course, he doesn't have the same weapons as Devin Funchess left, but he still has Devontae Adams to throw to. You can make all of those. Doesn't have any glaring weaknesses in his game, which is probably the nicest thing you can say about a quarterback trying to make the switch to the NFL level. I also took Anton Burrell, who I had some interest in. More of a pass coverage guy. Better man than zone. Alright. Panthers. They took LaMarcus Blake with their first pick. Hidden development. Pass protector. He'll be good in a couple of years. Just 22 years old, so a little time to develop. They also took Steve Kierman, who's a captain. Madden, come on, man. And he can fly. He reminds me a lot of Bashad Perriman. That's the comp I would make right now. Good speed, good hands, decent route running, but inconsistent in traffic. The Patriots, our division rivals, took Cavante Slade with a first-round pick. He's a power rusher. Pretty strong, decent speed, decent power moves. No real weaknesses, though, which is not bad. He'll be able to contribute. On day one, not a lot else behind that, though. They did not have a second-round pick. Oakland took C.J. Walls. Man, they really invested in their defensive line this draft. C.J. Walls, speed rusher, good finesse move, decent strength, good speed. Wearing Matt Johnson's 92. They doubled down, took Lorenzo Perkins in the second round. Normal development. He's a big boy. Good strength, decent block shedding. And they also took Stuart Rowland in the fourth round. So, he'll need some work, and he's 24 years old. The Rams took Timmy Childers. They had a pretty solid draft, especially at the top. Anytime you get a hidden development middle linebacker who is 82 overall out of the gate, 92 speed. Oh man, he might not be the best in coverage, but he's got to be the favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just with his speed and tackling ability and hit power. Wow. Let's take Brendan Craig, who has excellent speed. Wow. Not a bad pick there with your second round pick. Took Blair Welch in the fourth round, which is a solid acquisition. Good power move there. Ravens took Daquan McGraw. Normal development. But good strength, good block shedding, good power moves, good speed. That's an excellent pick. Gonna line up at a variety of positions for them. Gabe Yates, 5'6", 200 pounds. Normal development, but 74 overall. Elite hands, but doesn't necessarily make the best plays in traffic. Wow. That's a really unique skill set right there. He is at home running over the middle of the field. He's got good speed, but jam him or play him tough and he's not going to be as good. Wow. Alright. They also took Tony Feliz, who I thought was a pretty solid pick. Needs some work, but 67 overall in the 4th round. Is still pretty solid. Alright, a football team. Didn't have too many picks, but they did make the most of them. So good draft for them. Brooks Lippett. Normal development, 74 overall. Pretty solid pass blocker. Doesn't display the dominating push you want from an interior offensive lineman, especially in the run game. But let's see him grow. They also took Donald McDowell, who's got really good speed for his safety. And Doug McKinney, another pass protector. Alright. The Saints took Oliver Painter. Hidden development, 23 years old, out of Boston College. Again, not that strong, but he's a very good pass blocker. And he could play left tackle if he wanted to. Might have trouble against bull rushers, but they also took Parker Everett, 21 years old, 95 speed. That forgives a lot of mistakes. Seahawks only had a couple of picks. They took Darian Kincaid in the 1st round. Interesting prospect. Pretty good run stopper, but needs some work getting after the passer. Steelers took Neil Jordan, strong arm, out of Penn State. Hidden development, 6'5", 225. He's probably going to start for the Steelers. 93 throw power. He can throw darts all over the field. He's pretty good under pressure too. He's sitting duck in the pocket, but that's okay. He's going to be aggressive, forcing passes down the field. Gotta like that pick. And then they just whiffed on everything else. They didn't have anything until the 4th round though, so. Wow. So because we had their 2nd round pick, I think. A whole bunch of 50s. Texans, here's Devontae Gary, taken with the number 10 overall pick in the draft. Completes a busy Houston offseason. 6'6", normal development. 97 speed, 85 spectacular catch, 90 release, 90 jumping. He's going to be absolutely lethal in the NFL. Wow. I hope he can put it all together. Just wind him up and watch him run. It's like Damon Session. Which is a pretty solid pick after losing J.J. Watt in the offseason. Titans took Paul Patterson. Hidden development. 71 overall out of Missouri. Wow. Excellent at block shedding. That might be a really underrated pick. Needs a little bit of work, but as a left outside linebacker, he's going to get after the run game. Like even if you do put a blocker on him, that's elite block shedding right there. He's got all the pass rush moves too. I think that's going to be a really underrated pick. They had a pretty good draft altogether. Vikings took Lawrence Fryer out of Auburn. Hidden development. He'll wear number 6. And he is not good at attacking the field deep. But short and medium accuracy, he can just pick you apart. Good under pressure, good at play action, good on the run, good break sack, 89 speed. Wow. We'll see how he plays. He's conservative forcing passes. So we'll see how, and paranoid sensitive pressure. So you might see a lot of checkdowns as he gets used to the speed of the game. Not a bad pick. They also took Moses Chancellor, 66 overall, normal development out of Louisville. He'll wear Stephon Diggs, number 14. Doesn't have elite speed by any means, but no real weaknesses either. Bears took Ashley Cohn to shore up their offensive line, 76 overall, normal development, 92 strength, good run blocking. Needs some work to be a real pulling guard, but I don't know if he's worth the number 3 overall pick, but pretty solid draft there. They also took Bill Cox out of Maryland, 71 overall. Solid player right there. He can contribute. They took Spencer Dixon in the 3rd round, which is really interesting because they have a solid quarterback on their roster in Sergio Shelton, but apparently they are preparing for a potential future without him. The Bengals took Jelani Howell, hidden developments. And he's got good speed, good zone coverage, okay finesse moves, decent block shedding, good awareness, and good strength. Man, there's someone that if we had drafted him, I don't think we would have been in a position to because he went pick 14, but could have filled that pass coverage void that we currently have on that side of the field. I also took Shady Yarborough, which I thought was a good pick. Good zone coverage, not the best speed, but got a pretty good head on his shoulders. I think he'll be fine. The Bills, our division rivals, took Kateem Wilkinson, hidden development, 21 years old, 77 overall. They're going to immediately work on his catching. Pretty good run blocker, but doesn't jump off the page in any one area. He just puts his head down and grinds. Wonder if that wasn't a reach. They do tend to overvalue tight ends, especially blocking tight ends, get huge overall boosts in Madden. So we'll see how Kateem Wilkinson progresses. He does have hidden depth, which should help, and he's only 21 years old. So they took Emmanuel Sweeney, another 21-year-old pick. Needs a bit of work, but he can bounce around around the defensive line. Good speed, good strength, decent power moves. And finally, they took Jarrell Conrad, who is one of my favorite pass coverage middle linebackers. Decent speed, good closing bursts on the ball, good zone coverage there. Yeah, he will play well in their 3-4 scheme. Broncos took Tony Beecham, who I'm going to move to left outside linebacker just to better fit their scheme. Although I should double check that they're not running a 4-3. 20 years old, 90 speed, 88 finesse moves, 88 block shedding. Oh my. Wow. They had a really good draft. They also took Devon Church, hidden development, left tackle out of Florida State. Good pick there with your first pick in the 2nd round. They took Brock Godwin, another pass protector, solid across the board. And then they took Trent Abbott. Needs a bit of work, but still, 4 pretty solid picks. Oh, you could argue they could have done better with their first pick in the 2nd round there, and only get 69 overall. We'll see. Matt Holcomb, hidden development out of Louisville. 2nd Louisville quarterback? No? I digress. Good short accuracy, decent medium, and decent deep accuracy. Again, no real weaknesses here. That's a good pick. We're Baker Mayfield 6. That was sick. Eli Tigner. Pretty solid draft across the board for the Browns. They really nailed it. Eli Tigner, interesting, good awareness, good play recognition. Needs some work in coverage. But yeah, no one above. Given where they were drafting, a couple of 66 overalls here. Not a bad job. The Buccaneers had a good draft as well. Tuck Fryer, 81 overall, hidden development. And he can sling the ball down the field. 98 throw power, 86 deep accuracy, 82 medium. He's not immobile for a quarterback either, man. Already the number 17 ranked quarterback in the league. That's a good player right there. And throwing to Godwin, O.J. Howard, and that group of wide receivers is going to be crazy. They also took Matthias Calvin out of Northwestern. Solid pick there. Good job there. Yeah, excellent offseason. Just by virtue of that first pick. Dominic Ashmore goes to the Cardinals. They had a busy offseason. Hidden development, 21 years old. Good pick. Good pick. He can contribute as a high safety or box safety. Gotta love that. They also took Derek Saxton. Normal development out of Washington State. Good power moves, good finesse. Good block shedding, good strength and speed. Yeah. Nice off-season. Here's the question. The Chargers reached for Maurice Lee. Was it worth it? He does have hidden development. 92 speed. Oh my goodness. His hands need work. But he can fly. And he's going to stay on the field too. 99 injury. That's good news. Wow. We'll see what he brings to their offense. Chiefs took Bro Ferguson. Just 70 overall, normal development. Out of Kansas State. Good speed, good block shedding. Not good against the pass, but he is a solid run stopper. Alright. Kansas City didn't have a bad stretch here. A couple 67 overalls. Nice. Indianapolis. A tough draft, but they did take Al Blankenship. 21 years old. Needs a bit of work, but probably has more upside than Anthony Castanzo would have had. Cowboys go Bilbo Dawson. Normal development, 5'6", 295. He's going to be another player that could play like a right outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. Interesting skill set here. Derek Luther was another solid pick as they doubled down on defense their first two picks. Good job there. It finally took Harvey Rodriguez in the third round, backing up Tom Pollard and Zeke. Very good receiving back. Good job. Miami took Nick Reed at number 5 overall. Hidden development. He'll play left end, might be a better left outside linebacker here. Good finesse moves, good speed, good strength. They also took Brooks Gammon. They didn't give Tagovailoa a lot of weapons, but they did work on their defense here. It's a man coverage free safety. Interesting. And then they did help with a couple of really solid tackle picks here. 69 overall, Dwayne Whitfield needs some work, but could probably protect the blind side for a bit. Then Brendan Thomas, hidden development. There's a solid pick right there. Good job. See them a few times a year. Eagles, Stuart Manning. 94 speed, great man coverage, poor zone coverage. We'll see if his speed makes up for his poor zone coverage skills. They also took Gregory Rudd, who's a pass protector I had some interest in. However, doesn't have the speed to play left tackle, but pretty solid all around the board. Falcons took Nathan Palmer. Did not address the quarterback position, but they got a hidden development, 22-year-old rookie from Oklahoma State, 92 speed, good carrying, good elusiveness. That's a solid play right there, a real home run hitter. At halfback, 79 overall. They did not take a quarterback like I expected them to. Silas Cohen might be a shrewd pick in a couple of years' time. 49ers took Oliver Barton. Hidden development out of Georgia. 73 overall, 94 strength. Yeah, he'll get the job done. He's a big boy. 6'4", 375 on the middle of your line. Those took Bart Mckee. Hidden development. 88 speed, good route running. He's going to get open, that's for sure. There's a couple more teams here. Ethan Martino went number 26 to the Giants. They're trying to get back into the Super Bowl after winning it 2 years ago. Martino, 92 speed, pretty good. Decent hands. There's a lot to work with there. Gotta like that pick. Those took Lee Allen, who's a captain, apparently, like the captain on this team. Not sure why. And the Jaguars took Kari Sanders. Hidden development, 6'3", 264. Got a powerful game, 92 strength, 82 power moves. He should fit in right in where Aaron Lynch left off. Good speed, good strength. Excellent pick right there. Now let's look Devin Jackson. Hidden development. 86 speed. Kind of a poor man's Maurice Lee here. Charles Carney, 67 overall. 92 speed. Alright. And then of course our picks. Let's go through them real quick. I'll take us through some practice. Elijah Cook is going to step in. He's going to be our left tackle of the future here. Needs some work in pass protection. He's not quite as agile as I'd hoped, or as fast as I'd hoped, just because that's helpful for keeping up with speed rushers around the edge. But I think he's going to be a very solid player for us, hopefully. Sirius Butte will probably be our tight end 2. Where Ryan Griffin's 84 here. Maybe I better change that. Let's see what we got available. What about 46? I kind of like that. We wear 46 for us. He's got a very unique skill set. Excellent run blocker. Okay speed, decent catching. Yeah, I'll probably just work on his catching because he doesn't need any work as a blocker. Just work on possession. Nice. Kurt Pitts, 72 overall, physical wide receiver. Might replace Kadero Hodge a couple years down the road. We'll work on numbers later on. Gerard Thornton, hidden development from Washington. Why is there morale low? Oh well. Probably just going to see time on special teams for a bit here. Should switch into strong safety though. Renee Dillon. Good press, good zone, good speed. Okay block shedding. What's your pass rush? Impact block. Good decent block shedding, but power and finesse moves aren't there. That's too bad. I was hoping he might be able to play right outside linebacker. Instead, he'll probably stay at cornerback. We'll just see how he does. All the way over. Randy Hope. I'd like to move to defensive tackle. Is 99 available? Nope. I'll have to go through and get numbers sorted out. Randy Hope be a 72 overall defensive tackle for us. Nice. Brendan McLendon. What's not to like about a 6'5", 320-pound punter? Finally, Gilbert Mcgraw will get backup time. Keontae Preston might be a tight end. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to take a look at schemes. I want to check the Broncos real quick. Tampa 2. Okay. So maybe it is a good left end. Alright. Let's head to preseason week 1. Actually, let's take one more look at the roster. Alright, quarterback, LaMarcus Albert. Back is good. Willie Sparks, Anthony McFarland, and Reggie Bishop should help this team again. Fullback, Keenan Culver, backed up by Keontae Preston. Who's Culver's? Anyway. Our receiver, Jameson Crowder, C.D. Lamb. Should probably add him so he's number 13. Right? That's the number he wore for. Number 19. I kind of like that one. We'll go with that for now. He was 88 in. I think we're gonna cut Josh Oliver. He's interesting, but we got so many tight ends. Alright. Christopher Herndon, Sirius Butte, Lawrence Cager, and Kahale Waring. Left tackle, Elijah Cook. Left guard, Mekhi Becton. Or Benjamin Burks, perhaps. As either Burks or Jones are going to play center. The other one's going to play left guard. Do need another middle linebacker. As here are your New York Jets. I'm excited to see what C.D. Lamb can do opposite Jamison Crowder and with Kadero Hodge. Offensive line will figure that out as we're going along. And we'll figure out, we got a lot of talent in the defensive back area, we'll figure out ways to use them all. I'm excited. We want Linville Joseph to start. Yeah, one of my goals this year is to use the depth that we have more, get more of a rotation in, and keep people fresh. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for our off-season stream. I should say it one more time. As we are ready to go into year 4 here. Thank you all so much for coming. And as always, I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one, everybody.